Hey everybody, this is Easy Speeds and Feeds. This is part 3 of our 3-part aluminum part video. In this video we will be doing the back side. We'll cut off the hat and then mill out the pocket. So here we go. So we completed this first side. We did Operation 100 and we're going to run the verify and show what we did. Okay, so we faced it, dynamic the outside, bored the inside, finished the outside, and then surfaced all these chamfers. And also we did those holes. So we have this big piece of stock hanging on the back of the part. We need to take that off, and then we need to mill out the pocket on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another plane. We're going to call it 200, and we're going to put that plane on the other side of the part. That's step one. So work coordinate system 200 needs to go on the other side. So we're going to flip the part around. We're going to find somewhere to temporarily place it. Get our Z set. Click the check mark. Okay, so now we're looking at the other side of the part. Our work coordinate system isn't where we want it. We want it right in the middle of that hole, that bored hole, because remember, in the first video, we bored that hole through the stock so we could probe it. So that's where we want our work coordinate system, so we can touch off that bored hole. So we're going to move that stock we had on our first operation, and we're going to move it up. Or we're just going to copy it. So that's what we did right there. So we still don't have a work coordinate system where we want it, but we do have our stock for Operation 200. We'll make that another level stock op 200. And we'll use that stock to take off that hat, all that extra material. So we'll move that to level 5. So we have another level for Operation 200 now. So next, now that we got our stock set up, we still need to get our work coordinate system right where we want it. So we're going to create a point in the middle of that hole. We're gonna try to be as accurate as possible. So we created a point, and we're going to translate that point to the back surface. Translate it 1.1 inches. Hit the check mark. Now, we put our Operation 200 work coordinate system right where we want it. There we go. Alright, so our setup is basically done. We got our stock set up, we got our work coordinate system set up. Now we can start actually milling. So what we're going to do is we're going to dynamic all that extra material off the back. So we'll use the same tool from our first video, the bull nose. Set that to 0. Stock to leave on floors we'll set at 10 so we can go back and hit it with a facing pass and make it look nice. So it's generating a toolpath. Okay, there we go. That looks good. So we can run the verify on all of our operations. So it's going to do the first side, and then it's also going to run our second op. Bores it through, so we can touch off that hole. Do some surfacing on this first side. Surface the inside chamfer. Now it's going to start to take off the stock on the back. That's what we just programmed, and it's going to leave 10 thou on that face. Okay, it's starting to look like a part now. So we still have to face this backside and mill out that pocket. So we're going to select the wireframe around that face. Click the check. Grab that same tool. Turn the coolant on. Next, we will mill out this pocket in the middle. We'll just do a dynamic. You could just do a pocket routine, or you could do dynamic milling, you know, both basically the same thing. Tool, we'll go tool 1. It's going to helix radius in with an 1/8 inch, and the angle's going to be 1 degree. So this could be a light entry. We'll go 10 thou on the walls to leave and 10 thou on the floors. We'll set the depth manually by just clicking. Depth cuts will turn on. We'll just do 1/2 inch. Finish step will go about 5 thou, and we'll actually finish the floors with this toolpath. So it looks like we need to change something. We need to click on stay inside and regen that toolpath. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more verify. I always use verify just so I don't run into anything weird when I go to actually machine the part. You don't want anything. You don't want any surprises. So it's going to cut off that hat, that extra material off the back. And then we programmed a face move and a pocket routine, so it should face it. And now it's going to dynamic all the stock out of that pocket. And it looks like it's not going deep enough on that first level, so we'll have to change that. But it's doing what we want. That's good. So it's going 1/2 inch depth cuts, 50 thou step over. It's doing that 5 thou final pass on the floor. Nice, that looks good. So now we just have to finish the walls inside that pocket and surface that chamfer. We'll also change that first depth of cut on that first pass. We'll change that so we don't waste any time. So next, do a contour. Select the wireframe. Do a ramp, 1 thou per revolution around that around the wireframe. Top of stock we're set to 0 on both that high speed and that contour, just so it doesn't start higher than it needs to. Next, we're going to flow line that chamfer step direction. We want to start above and go down. Use that 1/2 inch bowl with 20 thou radius, that'll work. 2 thou step over, one way. And all those parameters we set, we learned in the second part of the video that they work best. We did struggle a little bit on the parameters, but we got through it, and those are the ones that work best. So now, going to verify, check out all of our hard work. And we should have a finished part in this verify. So I was doing that surfacing on that first operation, which was the second video of our 3-part series. So it dynamics off the extra material, faces it, and starting that first pass lower, which is good. Fix that. So it's doing a finish pass on the floors, and then it should finish the walls, and then it should surface it. Let's see what happens. So it's going to ramp. Okay, there we go. That's good. And now it's going to surface. All right, awesome. There's our finished part. It's looking good. I hope you guys enjoyed this three-part series on how to make an aluminum part. Hope you guys subscribe and be on the lookout. Thanks for watching.